programme in the Universal Energy series, and as you know, we give people the tools to understand and find out their own way, whether it be spiritual, whether it be a faith or a belief that they have and they wish to change. By giving them their own tools, they can find out their own pathway in life. So it gives me great pleasure today to introduce two sisters. One I've known for a long while, the other one I don't know quite so well, but I'm going to know more about them today. And let me say firstly, pleased to meet you again, Robina Hearle, and also Sue Stothard. They are both co-founders of Unfolding Enlightenment, I beg your pardon. Now we want to know, I'm sure, what is Unfolding Enlightenment? Can I ask you first, Robina?
Yes, of course. Unfolding Enlightenment is a step-by-step process by which soul healing, deep healing occurs. It is a process of restoration, rehabilitation, and what's the third R?
Repair.
Repair. The third one is...
I like the repair bit.
Yes. It is a process which is trifold. We use the white crystal light, which we were I tuned to several years ago. We work with spirit healing teams, and the third part is using the rose cottage flower essences, which in main part have been channeled by the spirit healing teams to augment and help the work that they do. The Unfolding Enlightenment process is in a series of modules, 12 essences. You can take an essence, the teams will work with you, and healing will begin. So in essence that is what we are and what we do, but of course it's a lot more complicated than that.
Which we will hear about, I'm sure, later on. Can I ask you now, Sue, what would you like to add to what Robina has just said, bearing in mind that Robina mentioned the channeling side?
Okay. Well, the first thing I would like to say is that this is a process that we ourselves went through. The healing teams and the ascended masters that we worked with gave us the process, and we worked through it. In the process, Robina was channeling the essences. So we have done the whole thing ourselves. So it's not a hearsay thing. We've really done
right.
It is.
Okay.
We both channel, but I particularly channel information for the books that we've written, we've written 4 so far. The Power and Importance of the Inner Child,
Soul Loss
and the Need for Soul Retrieval, and the Complexities of Illness and Disease. I channel information, and as I write them I get more information. I'm currently writing another book called The Transitions of the Soul, and I've also channeled the ascended masters that we work with. So that can be Jeshua Ben Joseph, it can be Mary Magdalene, it can be Archangel Michael,
it can be
Cthulhu, anybody, we call them the big guns, anybody like that. So I also have a book of channelings that I've written from Archangel Michael.
Can I just stop you there just for a minute?
Yes.
I feel I hope you don't think it's too bad for me starting, but let's go on from the channeling,
right.
Because at the end of the day we can incorporate that later on with the books.
Okay.
As we go into it. Let me go back to Robina and say, if you would, how did you first start?
I thought you might ask me that one. Well, this is quite a long story. I was a Reiki master, and we used to have Reiki shares.
We both were actually Reiki masters.
And what happened was, one night, when a lama, a Tibetan lama, came along and said to me, and 2 other friends at the time, "You're going to go and do some work."
This is channeling.
Yes, but he appeared in spirit and said, "You're going to go and do some work." Now this was at a time of the Iraqi war. So what happened was, we were being tested and we were being seen whether we could do this work. And what happened was, we were taken off at night time to go and work with perhaps people who were dying at night, people who needed to go to the light, perhaps people that were being tortured. Huge, terrible things that were occurring, we were a support team for. And in fact, I will say there are many people who work at night. But we were on a testing ground. And I will say, years ago, I sat in circle with Rob, and some of the people, the spirits that used to come through there, came to see they were testing us as well. But anyway, that's beside the point at the moment. It went on from there for quite a long time until one day we were sitting at my home, and Hilary, very, very psychic friend, said, "There's somebody else here," and I knew immediately who it was. I said, "Oh, it's Joshua Ben Joseph." And it turned out he wanted to attune us to the white crystal light, the light, the energy of the Christ consciousness, the energy that he, from what we understand, came in with originally to try to help the troubles of the world with. This isn't about religion, any shape or form.
No.
This is about the healing and the raising of consciousness of people on the planet through using healing energy. So we were attuned to the white crystal light, and there were 4 attunements, and that went on for some time, and then it became apparent that I was to be the vehicle to attune other people. The first person was my sister, who fully took up the unfolding enlightenment. That's when the team started to tell us about the unfolding enlightenment process, this healing process they wanted us to do with humanity. They would say to me, "Robina, set up a load of bottles." And I think the first ones were soul retrieval. That's when we learned all about the soul. Nobody talks about the soul. Nobody says it has many parts, and many parts are broken and lost and can be retrieved and put back, that many parts need healing and restoration and repair. So that is what happened. Then they'd say to me, "Robina, we're going to do inner child." And Susan and I spent a lot of time crying while we were going through the inner child healing from our childhood. And Kuan Yin was the guide at that time who channeled the inner child essences and helped us develop that part, which is why we have the book about inner child. Behaviour patterns. We all have behaviour patterns. It went on. "Robina, we're going to do miasms." What's a miasm? I had to go and look it up. Okay, we had to understand about miasms and how they are the precursors to the disease, and they have to be removed. It went on. So layer by layer by layer by layer, and it continues to this day, we have information given to us to help the healing. Now, Susan and I went through it bit by bit for the last 10 years, and oh boy, wasn't it hard.
It certainly was.
It was very hard, and we've grown a lot, and we've moved on a long way. Now, the people coming along behind us, they don't have to do all the nitty-gritty, because we put our hands up to say we
Which
do
is
it.
lovely, yeah, absolutely lovely.
So it's a lot easier now.
And quicker.
And quicker. So it's in modular form now.
Yeah, yeah.
But as I say, every day we get more information.
Every day. Yes, every
So
day we
that
sit
is
and
how
do.
it started. And it was, it's quite a long story really. And I could tell you a lot more. But that's how it started.
Which you will do.
But the process, and so this is how the process and the steps of the process came about, because it's all about raising humanity's consciousness, and you can't raise their consciousness until you clear out the debris.
Absolutely.
You cannot make people more spiritually
Absolutely.
aware
Absolutely.
until they've cleared out some of the darkness so the light can shine.
Yeah.
And that is what we do.
Well, the comments that you'll get afterwards, you will understand that my viewers, or our viewers, shall I say, because this is a universal energy page, our viewers know that there's a great conflict between a religious belief and a spiritual belief. The two are clashing all the time, because you can't have a religious belief and a spiritual belief, because it just doesn't happen. Religion has been one of them things for this world that has just absolutely shattered it through common denominators of control and dogma and everything else.
Yes.
And they know that studying what I've done and gone back to the way and true Mary Magdalene and everything else, and Knights of the Templar and all through that lot, they know because they've done it. Having said that, on there, you did mention, that's why I've just said it about the religion that was on there, so I had to get that in and do that sort of thing. So you now said that where you started, how you started. Let me come to you, Sue.
Yes.
And you're going to now tell us where you operate from and how Robina's touched on that the unfolding enlightenment is ongoing.
Right. Well, we basically operate from our own homes. Robina does healing treatments and meditation groups, and we do workshops, guided meditation workshops and things like that at Robina's home. I operate from my home. That is where I do the channeling. That's where every day we sit and confer on Skype, and the healing teams come through to us and give us any information that we need to know that maybe forms another part of one of the modules. We're currently working on module 12, so we're being given the information about what's going to be in module 12. Yes.
So when the modules are done, this will be a course.
Well, it is a course. We created, and then I wrote up an accredited teaching course for people to learn, and we have insurance and everything, and we've recreated a proper
So
system.
but you mustn't get mixed up with the fact we have a teaching course where people can learn this, but we also have the healing course for anybody to go through self-development and healing with.
I think that viewers will understand that because of the situation of what you've said.
We would also like to say there aren't just us. There are some other practitioners, and to find those you would look on our website.
Yeah.
It's an experiential learning course with the words I wanted to get in, really, because anybody who wants to be involved with this, either for their own purposes for spiritual development or to learn about it, to perhaps maybe in the future be a practitioner, has to go through the healing of the process, because
they have to raise their vibration
to
the clearing
frequency,
out,
the frequency of the energy,
so that they can then be attuned to white light if that's appropriate. So you can't come in on a Sunday and say, I want to be attuned to white light.
No.
You've got to have the preparation work.
That leads very nicely into another question that we almost discussed anyway, and that is, what do you think that people get out of this, and how does it benefit them?
If you've got a mind that is full of debris, and you're carrying 16 bags of rubbish on your back, as a lot of people are effectively, because they've got all of their life's issues that in many cases unresolved, and a lot from many other lifetimes too, then they're weighed down by these things. Their minds are not clear, are not able to calm themselves because they're sitting on a volcano of stuff that erupts and disrupts their lives with emotional issues that are unresolved. So one of the big things is that people clear these issues. They clear the bags of rubbish, that the teams help them. Have I missed anything out?
No.
And
thank you, darling. And in doing that, you can move forward. So if somebody came to us, of course people usually come with huge emotional issues, but if you come to one of my meditation sessions, you go away with not only being able to sleep at night, which is a good thing, but a sense of calm and deep inner peace. But during a meditation session also, you will have had some healing done, because all the time white light is being used and the spirit healing teams are there. If you come for a one-to-one healing session, the same thing. Whatever you need is done at that time. The teams will have assessed you. They'll have had a look and go, oh, we need to do a bit there. Oh, look, they've got something in their tummy. Oh, look, there's something around their head. Oh, I don't like that. We better move that. So they'll have a look at you and see what needs to be done to help you go further on in your next step in your life. If you decide to go do the actual process, then of course what they're going to do is a lot deeper. But if you come to me with a problem, people come with all sorts of emotional problems. People come because they've got a marriage breakup. People come because they're depressed.
This is life's learning.
Huge life traumas.
Yeah.
They'll come because they're desperate and they don't know where else to turn. But nobody has looked at the soul and the emotional aspects of it. They may have been given something that is a placebo, it will help them feel better, but it hasn't got to the reasons why these things have occurred.
That's nicely explained, because some viewers will look at this who have nothing to do with unfolding enlightenment, never heard of it at all, don't understand about the new age that people are going on about or anything else, and think, well, yeah, this sounds okay, and we'll have a look.
Yeah, may I say, the phrase just came to me, the one that I wanted to say, is basically we're looking at the deep reasons why people become ill and why they've got, you know, emotional problems. It's the reasons behind it all that we are particularly...
The energetic reasons.
Yes.
And some of these can become from way back in your soul chain, way back in lifetimes that you've brought into this lifetime. It can be to do with family holograms and things that have gone on in the family, not just DNA, but repeated patterns within the family, ways of thinking, ways of doing. And of course you've also got the ways of society, the country, the religions that have bound you up, taped you up so you can't move.
I do think
into all sorts of thinking.
what you're
But
saying is
all
right,
those
yeah,
things,
absolutely.
all those things can stop you from moving forward and feeling good within yourself. If you feel good within yourself, you don't get so many physical problems. But some of the physical problems can also be through things like energetic wounds. You know, as soon as you talk about somebody behind their back, you're stabbing them in the back, you're causing an energetic wound.
Definitely.
But that can come, we've seen that can come down through lifetimes.
And manifest as
And,
a
you know,
physical problem
You've
here.
got a problem here and you don't know why, and it's never gone away. Goodness me, we found it can be an energetic wound that needs to be cleared. Karmic debts, all sorts of deep issues that are coming to this life and causing a lot of problems and a lot of pain.
Absolutely.
So these are some of the other things, because there's so many things about unfolding enlightenment, so many things we found out. I just wanted to throw that one in. We can talk all day.
At the end of the process, know, viewers, that you can get a lot of information from the credits. There'll be the books on there as well, and no doubt that we'll touch on other things that won't go on the credits. But while we're still here in this vein, do you think the people have to have any understanding of past lives or any spiritual awakening themselves that they may have had, any beliefs or any faith, or nothing at all? Or do you like to work with a blank canvas where somebody is questioning you all the time?
For me, it's nice to be able to answer people's questions. It does show that they've got the intent to step onto the spiritual path and develop themselves. Sometimes preconceived belief structures can be an impediment because they become like a concrete wall that people can't get beyond. We call them energetic blocks. So it's a bit of both. Some belief structures are fine because they allow the person to grow, but some belief structures aren't. And in a way, no beliefs is quite useful.
An open canvas.
An open canvas, yes.
So let me throw the question to you, Robina, in a different way. If somebody came to you with a great belief and you could see that there was something there was a block or something, they had other things going round them, how would you deal with it?
Well, really, I would want to know why the person has come to see me in the first place. Because the first thing I say to people is, what is the problem? What have you come to see me for today? And then I listen to it's always about listening to what people have said. If I recognise that they've got some huge blocks through a belief system, I'm not going to do anything about it unless they are in agreement. And the teams won't do anything unless they've asked. So I would put that to one side actually and just listen to why they've come. It could be anything. It could be they feel suicidal. It could be, as we've said, life traumas. But I don't interfere with their blocks. If they decide they want to keep coming and they start to be interested in what I'm saying, then I'll start to explain about energetic devices and energetic blocks and how things can impede your spiritual progress and your conscious awareness, often through some of the religious ceremonies that have gone on. But I'm not going to wait for people to ask. It's not for me. It's not for me to poo-poo it, to say anything negative about it. It's not for me. This is not what we're about. We're not religious. Susan and I do not believe in worshipping anybody or anything.
Okay.
We do not give our power away. We do not believe in giving our power away. But if people want to do that, that is their choice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what a great advocacy for the programme, by giving people tools so they can work out, as we talked before, for their own pathways in life as they go along. As we have come forward here, and I just want to, before we go anywhere else, I just want to know that, is there anything that you think that you may have left out that you want to talk about and the viewers will need to know, and perhaps you haven't mentioned at this moment, to do with what we've been talking about? Another pathway down, something else that you do, maybe something that is coming that you want to do and it's just a thought at this moment.
Okay. Well, one of the things I do is I work with nature spirits, and I do I've got 3 workshops coming up about making a flower essence and working with nature spirits. But of course, the unfolding enlightenment isn't just about this dimension. It's about many dimensions. We do not exist here on this planet alone. There are many unseen beings who we work with, and it is the nature spirits' great need and want to co-creatively work with humanity. So one of the things I try very hard to do is to promote this, and I do talk about it in my meditations, and people do see the nature spirits in the meditations because they help us to do that. A tree has a spirit, a tree has a deva, so do plants, so do animals have souls. And we do a lot of healing with animals, a lot of soul healing with animals. The story's huge. We work with healing in many dimensions, actually. We work with people who have passed on and still need some healing work done with their souls. The spirit of the lifetime that's been here is part of a soul. So, yes, we work here with you in my treatment room or our treatment rooms. We work with Skype or FaceTime. The teams might do some psychic surgery. A friend of mine just recently had some knee surgery done. That's quite common. They'll do some surgery if they see something that needs doing. So we work with the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, the psychic body. We work with many dimensions. We work with people on the astral plane. There are many, many, many people who have not gone to the light. We're always having portals where people are needing to go to the light. I've walked through Ipswich Hospital before now with my daughter, and I suddenly said, "Have you seen that lot behind us?" And there's a whole stream of people who haven't gone to the light, possibly because they've died too quickly, or because of morphine or the drugs they're on have stopped them going through the tunnel to meet their loved ones.
They haven't gone through the death process.
And they haven't gone through the death process properly. This is happening all the time, and it's got worse, it seems. So there are many aspects to unfolding enlightenment, more than what we've just said. I'll let Susan speak because I can talk all day. Eek.
I never said a word. I never said a word.
Susan might like to talk about the channeling she does with the community of light.
But can I put you on the spot then, Sue?
Yes, I can't promise I'll answer correctly. Go on.
No.
Go on.
Do tell us more about your channeling, Sue.
Okay. The channeling is, you might want to cart me away to the loony bin after this, but I hear words in my mind, and I get the sense of who they're from, and they come in the form of paragraphs, and I'm scribbling away, and oh no, that's one paragraph, this is another paragraph. I don't realise I'm going to do it until sometimes I feel slightly sick, and there's all these words rushing through my head.
My dear, I've been doing this for years and years.
You know. And,
I've been there and back to the loony bin.
So, and I get the sense of who it is, And initially, yes, it was Kuan Yin and it was Jeshua Ben Joseph and it was Kuthumi and the people who were working with us with the process. But then we got the idea that we should write these books. And of course, a lot of the information that we had was also channeled about the things that Robina's been talking about. Why things have occurred, because we're the why kids, you know, why?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So because we're always asking questions, we always get answers.
Well, this generation is always
Yes,
asking
yes,
questions. That's
yes,
what it's
yes,
meant to be.
yes. Why did that happen? Well, how did that happen? Why did somebody
That's
do
right.
that?
That's how Aquarius is going to move on.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. So I just get told. I get told the titles of a book. I can't give you the latest 3, except for the current one, which is Transitions of the Soul, which isn't just about life after death. It's about the process, the energetic process that has to occur in order for somebody to pass on to the astral plane, and likewise the energetic processes and all the things that are created to allow a soul to incarnate on planet Earth when maybe they incarnated somewhere else before. So the channeling is very interesting. I write it all out longhand and then put it onto the computer, but often the person who's channeled it is there with me then, and I get some additional information. Is that more or less what you wanted to know?
No, that's exactly what I wanted to know. I mean, I said that to you, nicely prompted by Robina. I think
she was feeling guilty, actually.
I think she wants to sit in this chair, and I'm not too sure.
Actually, we realised I was talking.
It's nicely prompted because the viewers know that I have a philosophy channeling page from Master's Guides in there, and then I don't do it very often. When I do, I press the button, it comes on and I just write it, and it goes on that thing. And that's exactly how channeling is the same as what we've been talking about.
I can get 6. I once sat down at Dunwich. The teams encouraged me to go down to Dunwich, where we have a caravan. And in the course of 2 days, I wrote 30 channelings because that's what they made me go there for. The other night, I thought I was going to sleep 6, 11 o'clock at night. You know what it's like.
I do. Yeah. I mean, it's nice for the viewers to get the tools they can understand. You see, they hear a lot of words of channeling and enlightenment and awareness. They hear all these words, but it's nice to put a face, a human face, in front to explain, and that's what we're all about. As time is getting on here, okay, I know that the viewers would like to know how to find this information out from your good selves, okay? Whereabouts they can contact you, websites and things like that. We know they're going on to the credits at the end, but by explaining them now, then I can see people looking at it, well, I'm writing these things down now, not waiting for the credits. So please, I don't know who you would like to explain this, but whoever.
I will.
Your turn.
Okay. You can find us both on Facebook, for starters. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find us on Twitter. But our main port of call is our website, unfoldingenlightenment.com. The meditation evenings are at Rose Cottage, Great Beelings, on a Monday evening and a Tuesday morning. Healing sessions are often in the evenings or during the day, but I don't have many slots because I'm on granny duty. Susan works from home. You can contact us via or have treatments by FaceTime, Skype. We're very responsive to messages. We will answer you, and we do have some other ladies that are attuned to the white light and doing this process and are healers and can help.
We've got a number of Facebook pages too. So we've got a Michael's Messages Facebook page. We've got an Unfolding Enlightenment Facebook page. We've got an Unfolding Enlightenment Books Facebook page.
No, not anymore.
Oh, not anymore. We've got a
Rose Cottage Flower Essence and Crystal Apothecary page. We have an Unfolding Enlightenment group for people who are just interested in the Unfolding Enlightenment group, where we post, well, anything interesting really, information. You can get hold of us. You can get hold of us.
That's good. Because people want to know.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are other things. We do have guidance cards. Is it right to talk about
Yes,
that?
yeah,
We
of
do have
course.
a set of guidance cards so that people can pick them up and have a look and get some inspiration each day. But we also do, Jane Poston's, one of our colleagues, does guidance readings. Something else I have started to do recently is energetic healing glyphs. I did one for you, didn't I, on Saturday?
You did.
It is a bit like tuning into somebody, seeing what needs doing and where needs help, and sending out the light and the energy. So it's like setting work for the next 6 weeks or so. All the people have got to do is keep looking at the glyph, and of course you're looking at yours, aren't you?
I am, yes. I was going to bring mine this morning, actually, but not all about it. Yeah.
So it's like being a bit of a medical intuitive, really, finding out, seeing what's needed and putting work in place. That's something I've just started doing. We have Unfolding Enlightenment events. We have one in May at Grange Farm, Haskerton. We have one in August at the Community Hall in Woodbridge, and we have another one in Beelings, Great Beelings Hall, on the 1st of October. You will find us, we'll be at Chris Cousins in April, and we'll be at Rob's Spiritual Awareness Day in April as well. So we are around and about. Yes, there's many chances to come and speak to us, and please do. We'd love to help you or just chat.
May I talk about the CDs, or is that going to be in the
No,
next question?
do it briefly. Talk about the CDs.
Okay. Robina does sort of the live guided meditation sessions, but I've created 2, and I've got another one in the offing, guided meditation CDs. Each have got 3 guided meditations on, and that incorporates the white crystal light. So it's a guided meditation. They're guided meditations with the white crystal light, which give people the benefit of having the meditation and also a bit of a healing session at the same time.
Right. And will this appear in the credits?
We can put those on the credits, yes.
Of course they will.
It has been a pleasure to interview both of you, and I'm sure you're going to get so many comments about it after we've sorted things out. Remember that it will go onto the YouTube first, and there'll be a lot of people that will view that beforehand, and then I will take it off there and put it on my page and send it to you, and then you can do whatever with it. But for now, I'll say thank you very much, Sue. It's been a pleasure.
Rob. Thank you.
And thank you, Robina.
Thank you, Rob.
As for the viewers, we will see you again shortly, and then there might be a little break, but I will keep you posted and let you know.